Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. And if this is your very first time here, I could not have picked a better video for you to land on. Because what we are talking about today is something that stopped me completely in my tracks the moment I first heard about it. Chevrolet is bringing back the Nomad. Let me say that one more time so it really lands properly. The 2026 Chevrolet Nomad is coming back. One of the most beloved, most instantly recognizable, and most emotionally powerful nameplates in the entire history of American automobiles is making its return for 2026 and carrying right through into 2027. And from everything that has been coming out about this car, Chevrolet has approached this revival with the kind of genuine love and deep respect that a nameplate this important has always deserved. So settle in and get comfortable, because today we are going all the way in on the return of an absolute American icon. Now, before we dive into what the 2026 model actually looks like and what it brings to the table, I think it is really worth spending a moment talking about what the Nomad meant. Because if you grew up around cars, if you had a parent or a grandparent who is passionate about automobiles, there is a very good chance the Nomad holds a special place in your family story. The original Chevrolet Nomad debuted in the mid-1950s, and it was unlike anything else on the American road at that time. It was this beautiful, unexpected fusion of a station wagon body with the style and the flair of a proper sports car. It had these sweeping lines, this low, elegant roofline, those distinctive rear pillar details, and this wonderful sense of fun and adventure built into every curve of its body. It was a car that felt like a celebration, a car that said, life is meant to be enjoyed and the journey is just as important as the destination. People absolutely fell in love with it. And when it eventually left the lineup, it left a hole that no other car has ever really managed to fill until now. Chevrolet has been very deliberate and very careful about how they have approached this revival. And that care shows in every single decision that has been made about the 2026 Nomad. They did not just pull an old name out of the archive and stick it on a crossover. They went back to the original. They studied what made the Nomad special. They asked what it should feel like to drive a Nomad in 2026, what it should look like, what it should feel like to sit inside one, what kind of experience should deliver to the person behind the wheel and to everyone riding along. And then they built something worthy of the answers to those questions. The result is a car that feels like a genuine continuation of the Nomad story rather than a reboot. And that distinction matters enormously. So let's talk about the exterior. Because with a nameplate as visually iconic as the Nomad, the design absolutely has to carry the weight of that legacy. And from everything we have seen, the 2026 model absolutely does. The body shape is unmistakably Nomad, that long flowing roofline that sweeps back in this beautiful unbroken arc, that wide, planted stance, those distinctive rear pillars that are clearly inspired by the original and instantly tell you exactly what you are looking at from any angle. Chevrolet has managed to take all of those classic visual signatures and translate them into something that feels completely current and completely right for 2026 without ever losing the essential spirit of what made the original so special. It is a genuinely difficult thing to pull off, and they have pulled it off beautifully. The front of the 2026 Nomad is bold and confident, carrying Chevrolet's current design identity with a wide grille and strong horizontal light elements that give it this wonderful sense of width and presence. It does not look aggressive or angry. It looks cheerful and purposeful in the best possible way, which is completely true to the character of the original Nomad. The chrome accents across the front are tasteful and well placed, adding a nod to the classic Nomad's signature brightwork without going over the top or feeling like a retro costume. Everything about the front end feels considered and intentional. Moving down the sides of the car, the body is long and graceful with this beautiful uninterrupted flow from the front wheel arch all the way to the rear. There is a gentle character line that runs through the middle of the body side, subtle enough that it does not break the elegance of the overall shape, but strong enough to give the profile real visual interest and a sense of forward motion even when the car is standing still. The greenhouse, the glassy upper section of the car, is generously sized, giving the Nomad this wonderfully airy and open feeling from both inside and outside. Large windows were always part of the Nomad's character, that sense of connection to the world around you while you travel through it, and Chevrolet has preserved that beautifully in the 2026 model. And then you get to the rear of the car. And honestly, this might be the single most exciting part of the entire exterior. The rear of the 2026 Nomad is a genuine love letter to the original. Those distinctive angled rear pillars that were the most recognizable feature of the classic Nomad are back, reimagined and refined for the modern era, but unmistakable in their reference. The taillights are wide and wrap elegantly into the rear pillar design, giving the back of the car this theatrical and dramatic presence that makes you stop and look every single time. The tailgate area is wide and practical without ever sacrificing style, and the overall impression from the rear is of a car that knows exactly where it came from and is proud of every inch of that heritage. It is simply one of the best-looking rears of any American car in recent memory, and I genuinely believe that when people see this on the road for the first time, they are going to do double takes. Now let's step inside, because the interior of the 2026 Chevrolet Nomad is something that Chevrolet has clearly put enormous thought and enormous care into, and it absolutely shows in every detail. The cabin of the original Nomad was always about creating a sense of occasion, a feeling like you were somewhere special every time you got behind the wheel. And the 2026 model carries that philosophy forward with real conviction. The moment you open the door and step inside, you are met with an interior that feels genuinely warm and welcoming. Quality materials throughout, soft touch surfaces across the dashboard and door panels, real stitching on the seat upholstery, carefully chosen accent materials that add richness and character to the space without feeling excessive or overdone. The dashboard layout is clean and horizontal, drawing clearly from the classic American design tradition of the original Nomad era, but executed in a way that feels completely natural and completely right for 2026. There is a wonderful sense of organization and clarity to the interior. Everything has a place, everything is logically positioned, and the overall atmosphere is one of relaxed confidence rather than high-strung complexity. This is a cabin that invites you to settle in and enjoy yourself, which is exactly the feeling the original Nomad always delivered. The seats are wide and deeply comfortable, shaped to provide real support on longer journeys, without ever feeling restrictive or sporty in an uncomfortable way. The Nomad was always a car for covering ground in comfort and style, and the seating in the 2026 model reflects that perfectly. The rear seat area is genuinely spacious. Families can travel in real comfort back there, with plenty of headroom thanks to that beautiful high roofline. An excellent legroom that makes even longer trips genuinely enjoyable for rear passengers. And the cargo area behind the rear seats is exceptional, practical, well thought out, and completely in keeping with the Nomad's original identity as a car that was beautiful and useful in equal measure. The overall quality of the 2026 Nomad's interior is a real step forward for Chevrolet in this segment. This does not feel like a budget compromise or a car that saved money on the inside to hit a price point. It feels like a car that was designed by people who genuinely cared about what it felt like to spend time inside it. Every panel fits properly, every material feels appropriate for its position, and the general sense of being inside the 2026 Nomad is one of real satisfaction and real quality. Chevrolet deserves genuine credit for what they have achieved here. The ride quality of the 2026 Nomad is expected to be one of its strongest attributes, comfortable and well-controlled, absorbing road imperfections with real composure while still feeling connected and responsive enough to be genuinely enjoyable to drive. This is not a car that is trying to be a sports car. It is a car that is trying to be the best possible version of what a Nomad should be: smooth, comfortable, stylish, and genuinely fun to spend time in. And from everything we have heard, Chevrolet has hit that target beautifully. Now let's talk pricing. Because the 2026 Chevrolet Nomad is positioned as a premium product within the Chevrolet lineup, and the pricing reflects that ambition clearly. Entry-level configurations are expected to start somewhere in the range of $45,000 to $55,000, which places the Nomad in a very competitive and very appealing position in the market. Fully optioned models with the higher specification trim levels and premium packages are expected to approach $70,000 to $75,000 depending on how you build the car. And when you consider what Chevrolet is delivering at those price points, the design, the interior quality, the comfort, the heritage, the sheer sense of occasion that comes with driving a Nomad, that pricing feels genuinely compelling and genuinely fair. Production on the 2026 Chevrolet Nomad is expected to begin in the second half of 2025, with customer deliveries rolling out through the opening months of 2026 and continuing strong through 2027. The enthusiasm within the enthusiast community and among casual car buyers alike has been remarkable. This is a car that connects with people on a deeply emotional level. And that emotional connection is going to translate into real demand from the moment order books open. The Nomad name carries weight that very few nameplates in the history of the American automobile can match. And Chevrolet has built something genuinely worthy of carrying it forward. This is one of those moments in automotive history that you want to pay attention to. The Nomad is back. It is beautiful. It is well made. It is priced right. And it represents Chevrolet at its most confident and its most connected to what made this brand truly great in the first place. What an incredible time to be a car enthusiast. So what do you all think about the return of the 2026 Chevrolet Nomad? Is this the car you have been waiting for? Drop everything you were thinking in the comments below. I genuinely read every single one. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, because it helps the channel grow more than you know. Subscribe and hit that notification bell so you never miss a single video as we follow the Nomad all the way through to launch day and beyond. I will see you in the next one, everybody.